You are the big boss of loans. You have more than 100 plus banks who are affiliated with you. हमने देखा है कि MSME is our backbone. बहुत सारे businesses ऐसे भी देखे हैं जो they don't shut down because the product is not good. They shut down because they don't have the right funding.
I think without loans, MSMEs cannot scale, and without scale, it becomes challenging for them to have great profitability. If you ask me, MSMEs are good in what they do, but they need to learn how to present their cases to the bank.
Your employees handhold all the MSMEs and help them tell their story in such a great way, in such a great manner that most of your cases get the funding.
There are few cases, even sometimes even we can't help them when the credit score is really bad, there is a lot of default, and business has really come down and order visibility is not there. But otherwise, yes, in general, you are right. We are lucky to ensure that a lot of our customer files have gone through. In fact, about 10 days back, one of my friends called me and he wanted money in about 4 days time to pay his GST. But the only thing is, one of his customer has not paid him on time and he get his money after a month. But he need to pay his GST on time because compliance is an important thing. So he said, Shetty, I want 1 crore in next 4 days. I said, done. So we ensured that he called me on I think Thursday or Friday. By Monday, he had money in his account.
Hello and welcome to yet another episode of Bug Studio. हम लाते आपकी मतलब की बातें यानी MSMEs की मतलब की बातें और आज हमारे साथ है Mr. P N Shetty. He is a very close friend of mine and he is also the CEO of RupeeBoss and President of MSME Bharat Manch. Shetty, welcome to Bug Studio.
Thank you, Sagat. It's always a pleasure to be in Bug Studio. You have done a great job with your studio.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Bringing MSME stories to the world.
Yes, we have been doing that, and we are very proud that we could bring around 500 stories so far.
Okay.
And we are looking to cross at least 10,000 in the next year.
That will be big.
Yeah.
I think that many MSME stories told.
Yes, and we would need your help definitely for telling those stories. Let's start with the first question. I wanted to just ask you a few questions.
Right.
You are the big boss of loans. You have more than 100 plus banks who are affiliated with you. हमने देखा है कि MSME is our backbone. So बहुत सारे businesses ऐसे भी देखे हैं जो they don't shut down because the product is not good. They shut down because they don't have the right funding. Also, I wanted to ask you कि how important funding is for an MSME. And हमने बहुत बार देखा है कभी-कभी businesses shut down हो जाते हैं because of non-funding and product being really good. वो जो owner होता है उसका mental जो problem शुरू होती है उसके बारे में भी ज़रा बात करेंगे आज. So we'll start with loans and MSMEs.
Yes. Thanks, Sagat, for inviting me here today in your Bug Studio. Yes, I think you're doing an excellent job when it comes to MSMEs. Yes, you are right. I think without loans, maybe MSMEs cannot scale, and without scale, it becomes challenging for them to have great profitability. And if you ask me, MSMEs are good in what they do, but they need to learn how to present their cases to the bank. So it's not that it is not a good business, they do not have a good story. And sometimes MSMEs do not understand that story part, that how can I market my business and product with a great story.
Lovely.
And if they can learn that aspect of that, I think then raising finance can also be easy. But it won't come to everybody so naturally. I think people like you and me need to do some and obviously a lot of people in the country should do a lot of work in that direction to help these MSMEs to create those stories around them so that banks think that yes, this company should be funded. And companies are good. I think if they are supported initially for first few years, I think they can become a great brand in the coming years, and they will become tomorrow's corporates. I think,
Lovely.
yeah,
Lovely.
and yeah, I think the next part which you asked about, what they go through when they do not get funding, it can be really painful because it's an helplessness, right? Because he knows that he's very good at what he does, and he knows what his company and product can do in the marketplace, but that dream is not realized because he do not have enough capital to sustain for say a few years. If he can sustain, it will be a great story. So he knows that, and he's not in a position to do that. It can be very, very frustrating. And when banks reject his file, it can be really demoralizing because then he will not have money to run his show. He can't pay his employee the salary. When the salaries are delayed, good talent will disappear. So, and when you do not have good talent working with you to create what you want to create, it can be a nightmare.
Correct.
It is a
And
challenging situation.
yeah, it is so said that you should hire people smarter than you.
That's right.
And to maintain those smarter people in your business, you need funding.
You need funding.
And if you don't have the funding, frustration will grow. Also, well said, Shetty, the story part of any business. People do not really concentrate on this. They think कि मैं सुबह आता हूँ, धंधा करता हूँ, निकल जाता हूँ, मुझे क्या बोलना है. बट सेम थिंग जब भी हम उनको बग स्टूडियो में बुलाते हैं और जब भी हम उनसे बात करना शुरू करते हैं, यू वोंट बिलीव उनके अंदर से एक एक डेढ़ घंटे का स्टोरी निकलता है.
That's right.
तब क्यों निकल रहा है?
Right.
आप जब भी लोन के लिए जा रहे हो, यू नीड टू हैव अ ग्रेट स्टोरी, यू नीड टू हैव अ ग्रेट पिच, एंड दैट्स व्हाट आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ अस शुड डू.
Yeah, it is said that banks do not reject that business. What they're rejecting is that they're not understanding the business itself.
Yeah.
So they have not understood the business. They are not rejecting that customer or that file.
हाँ.
They have not understood the business, the risk associated with that business. If they understand the risk, they will be in a position to underwrite and give that loan. And that responsibility of making it to make it understandable to bank is the responsibility of the business owner.
Oh.
That you can't leave it to a bank because it's your business. You should be in a position to explain such that banks think that yes, this business should be funded. This business has a lot of promise.
Correct. And in fact, I remember whenever I go to your office and whenever I talk to your employees, I have seen it personally. Your employees handhold all the MSMEs and help them tell their story in such a great way, in such a great manner that most of your cases get the funding. Is that correct?
That's right. I don't say that 100% gets approved. There are few cases, even sometimes even we can't help them when the credit score is really bad. There is a lot of default, and business has really come down, and order visibility is not there. Sometimes you can't take those files through, but otherwise, yes, in general, you are right. We are lucky to ensure that a lot of our customer files have gone through. In fact, about 10 days back, one of my friend called me and he wanted money in about 4 days time to pay his GST. And it's not that his business is doing really well and his business company is really good. But the only thing is one of his customer had not paid him on time, and he understood that that corporate is in trouble. He may get his money after a month. But he need to pay his GST on time because compliance is an important thing. So he said, Shetty, I want 1 crore in next 4 days. I said, done. So we ensured that he called me on I think Thursday or Friday. By Monday, he had money in his account.
Wow.
That too we gave in the format of unsecured, we gave in the format of OD.
Wow.
So client is very happy and he could pay his GST on time. And because even that affects tomorrow, if in case you want to raise further funding, paying all your dues, these statutory dues on time is critical because banks even look at that. Whether you have financial discipline to pay all GST, income tax, PF on time or not. If you are paying that on time, you may end up paying EMI on time. So
Correct.
these are all interconnected.
So loan is not just about uh, increasing your business. Loan you might want to take when you need to pay some taxes, GST, TDS, and so on and so forth.
On time. With
On
that,
time.
On time. That's important.
And that creates your credit
Credibility.
history.
Yeah, credit history. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. One very, very important question to you. The brutal truth about rejections. हमने देखा है कि thousands and thousands of MSMEs they apply for loan, and maximum of them don't get approved. We have also seen कि स्टार्टअप्स को फंड्स मिल जाते बहुत इजीली, बट MSME पिसता रहता है, एंड वी हैव सीन दिस टाइम एंड अगेन. Is there a way we can teach MSMEs to build their case better?
Yes, but I would like to slightly disagree with you on this. You know that startups are getting funding because media or everybody highlights only those startups which got funded.
Okay.
But the startups which are not funded are like in few lakhs. Who are funded is less, because obviously the startups also should have a clear-cut story, right?
Correct.
And even the MSMEs. If you ask me, of late things have changed, where if your cash flow is good and if your business has potential, banks are funding, approval percentage are really going up. You face problem only when your cash flow is not stable, where you are selling but you're not recovering money on time. And your so growth is not say it's in line with the projection that you're given. And if your credit history, when your credit card, earlier personal loan, earlier home loan, mortgage loan, if you have an habit of paying late all the time, in such cases it is a challenge. Otherwise, things have really improved, and including CGT MSE cases are getting approved in a fairly 15-20 days time. Sometimes even 10 days we are getting approval now. I think for MSMEs whose paperwork is good are getting funded, and even if it is 1 year old, if the cash flow is good, they are getting funded now. That too without collateral, it is getting funded. So if you ask me, our approval percentage has really gone up. Maybe we also do some kind of due diligence before submitting to the banks. We know what kind of file goes through in the marketplace. So, but yes, thing is not that bad. The credit uptake, credit sanctioning is not that bad in the country for good businesses who have good cash flow.
And there are many schemes by government. I think people are trying to take advantage of them, and you are helping those people. I actually want to talk about what are the mistakes MSMEs are currently making while applying for a loan. You said that they don't tell the correct story, but don't you think there are other mistakes also that they are making? एक तो उनका personal finance hygiene is missing completely at times when they are getting rejected. Is there any other aspect that we are missing out on?
So I think first thing, if you ask me, taking a loan is not that you want loan tomorrow, you're applying for loan today. So it's a 90-day game. That means you have to plan 90 days in advance if you need a loan, or maybe in 6 months in advance. So that means your paperwork should start 6 months or 90 days in advance. So then in that case, what you will do, you will ensure that all your paperwork works are in place with a proper chartered accountant or a finance manager. He keeps everything ready. Banking, GST, income tax files, your KYC documents, whether your KYC documents matches with the address that you are staying today, whether any credit card outstanding is there, your business loan, personal loan or home loan, everything is in order. So this is a preparation work one has to do between 90 days to 180 days. So if you do that with the proper planning with an advisor like us and your own finance team, you'll be better prepared to get your loan sanctioned after say 180 days or after 90 days. It is possible. The most of the time the problem is we need loan maybe next week, you are applying today and you are making all
like
kind
your
of
friend. But only RupeeBoss can help you in this case.
You will end up making a lot of mistakes there. And as I said, remaining is actually the paperwork and the story part and the orders which are in progress, which are already there with you, and the number of customers that you have. You should not stick to one or two customers. What banks will think is if you're depending on only one or two customers, they'll think that what happens if these two companies back out? Then there's no revenue at all. So you have to have a mix of say multiple customers, so that even if one or two doesn't materialize, you have other backup plans, and you recovering money on time. So at max maybe 90 days. If it goes beyond 90 days, obviously your working capital cycle is going to get affected. You will not have, bankers will not have visibility of how my EMI is going to be serviced. All that bank cares is whether this customer can pay every month my money. So they, because that credit manager will always think that his job security also, right? Somebody's superior will ask him how you sanctioned his file without visibility of EMI coming on time every month. What kind of due diligence you have done? So I think businesses need to give that clarity to the credit manager, saying that this is how I'm going to pay month on month, because this is my projection, these are my customers, this is my cash flow, this is how I'm going to make money, so that your EMI is not at risk, it will go anywhere. Even otherwise, I have other investments. So if they have, I'm not saying that you bring your entire money to your business, you should have your own other investment which will support you, right? But if you can show that to the banker, saying that it's not that all my money is here, I have backup plan. By any chance, if something gets affected, I have this plan. So that gives additional comfort to the bank, saying that yes, this business is better prepared for it.
Correct. You know, you and I, and of course Hetal also, she's around. We have been working for MSMEs for years now.
That's right.
Our passion to help them grow, me with telling their story, you with funding them. You have taken one more step. You started a new product and we would like to know more about it. What is MSME Bharat Manch?
I think from day one, we have made a conscious decision that yes, we are a loan distribution company, but in that we would like to specialize in MSME loans. Because we thought that that's an area which is going to grow multifold in the country, and while building our careers and our respective organizations, we can also do some level of impact when you ensure that MSMEs get right funding at the right time and sufficient funding. Because if in case, if he wants 1 crore, if you give him 50 lakh rupees, actually it's bad for the company, because it won't make any justice to his business at all, because he can't take off. So giving them right funding so that his business grows, and thereby I think employment will go up. So when we are discussing internally in our companies, we make it very clear, saying that if you fund MSMEs in the right way and on a stipulated timeline, they will grow, and in turn they will hire a few more people. So while working at RupeeBoss, you are creating employment. So you are creating a lot of impact in the marketplace. So I think employees started liking that aspect now, saying that my work, I'm also earning money here, I'm earning incentives, and my work has impact in the marketplace. So that is somehow they started realizing that, and they start loving it, because when you know that your work has impact, I think that's a great place to be in. And that's why in that direction MSME Bharat Manch. And we understood that if I talk about only loans, loans is not everything about a business, right? That's one part of it. Maybe it's an important part of it, but it's not everything, right? So he needs a lot of other things for him to make it a success. And there is a, maybe you can say, selfish interest of mine. How if MSME is doing about, say, 5 crore rupees turnover, if he gets to 10 crore rupees turnover, obviously he will need more funding, right? He'll come to me. So as he grows, his need for funding also goes up, right? It's in my interest that my MSME grows. So, and to grow, what all he needs? He wants to know what are the subsidies available from Government of India, Government of, say, Maharashtra, Government of Karnataka, whatever. So we have very good consultants who are, or platform like MSME and others, who knows about these things, and they help MSMEs to get those government subsidies and schemes, right? So we connect them with those people. Somebody may need a good virtual CFO because these MSMEs cannot afford a full-time CFO at say 2 lakh rupees or 3 lakh rupees monthly salary.
Correct.
So they can afford 50,000 rupees maybe. They can afford 25,000 rupees maybe. They can afford at max 1 lakh rupees. We know a lot of good quality virtual CFOs who can come and work in these MSMEs. So we make them available for them.
Wow.
And we have good coaches. And say even digital space, AI space, every MSME need to do something about it.
Correct.
Now we work with say Bug, your company, and there are so many other companies. We work with the BLL, Business Leadership League, and so many others in the marketplace who are doing some good work in MSME space to create visibility for them.
Correct.
So like Bug creates stories around them, right? So when the story goes up, then obviously the visibility comes in, and that visibility helps them to grow.
Correct.
So we make that available, and we are just tied up with some company which makes these websites at under 500 rupees.
Wow.
And they make in 2,000-3,000 rupees. They'll make you AI ready to basic AI ready. They'll do it at 3,000 rupees, right?
Wow.
Maybe so they can at least initially they can. For them it is not that expensive because they can't spend few lakh rupees every month being an MSME.
Yeah.
So we keep looking for opportunities where what is good for MSMEs, we will make them available for them.
Okay.
And for example, this is important. So we tied up with the Informatics. Mohit, their CEO, is a close friend. We were in few of the events together. So they create reports for MSMEs in India, right? They are a credible organization, and their reports are viewed positively by banks and NBFCs, right? So standalone, if the MSME has to go and take those reports, it will cost maybe 40,000-50,000 rupees. But as part of MSME Bharat Club yearly membership at a top slab, we are making it available for MSMEs. So there are three things important for MSMEs. One, the MSME should become credit worthy. He should be funded, right? He should be credit worthy. And second is he should be talent worthy. A lot of good talent should come and work in that MSME if the stories are right.
Yeah.
If he can't attract right talent, then he can't grow.
Correct.
That's second. Third is there's a limit to what extent you can take loan. There's a point in time you have to stop taking loans.
Yes.
Although I run a loan distribution company, I'm very clear. Beyond a point, you should not take loan. You should go for private equity because you can't service those loans. Your growth entirely cannot be supported only by loans. A point will come where you need to get a co-founder who can complement you and who can also get you funding, all that. So you have to be investment worthy. So credit worthy, talent worthy, investment worthy. I think with these three things together, he can become a better corporate tomorrow. He can grow and sustain and do well. And MSME Bharat Manch is in that direction, right? So we want to ensure that all three takes place within that MSME organization, right? And we support with all that we have in the marketplace because we are in the business for the last, say, 25, 30 years now.
Yeah.
And we know a lot of such good people, and we make them available for MSMEs.
Yeah.
So, yes, it is a long shot because my employees that are there, they have to meet their target, they have their own responsibilities.
Yeah.
This is an additional responsibility for them. So it is taking some amount of time for us also to educate our own team members internally, saying that how you should help the MSME. Do not look at short-term story of giving him a loan and disappear. Be a part of his growth story so that he will keep coming back for all his funding.
Yeah.
Because funding in different ways, right? It's not only about MSME loans. He takes home loans, he takes mortgage loans, he takes car loans,
Correct.
he takes loan against shares, multiple products. And we obviously work with almost all the banks and NBFCs in the country, right? So we can create a lot of competition for our customer amongst banks so that he gets the best rate, maximum loan amount, minimum turnaround time, so that he is benefited. As long as I can save few lakhs for him, his profitability goes up for next year, right? Because I'm saving money for him. In fact, one important thing is just doing the loan audit itself. A lot of customers unnecessarily paying high rate of interest by not doing a loan audit for themselves. What are the loans I'm running? Is that rate of interest is matching with the current rate of interest? Am I paying more? Is my property which is given to the bank, suppose if it is worth 2 crore, has the bank taken as 2 crore because they have calculated 1.5 crore, because then my loan amount is less because it is not valued properly. So you have to do the right loan to value calculations. So all that will help you because bank funding is cheaper. It comes around 8 to 9%, right? So it is cheaper than your private equity, it's cheaper than anything else, right?
Anything
so
else.
you should ensure that you get the maximum funding at the minimum rate possible with the great term. And that's what we do with working with MSMEs, we do that. So, and with all this, MSME Bharat Manch becomes a perfect fit for RupeeBoss also. And when MSME feels that RupeeBoss is doing good for him, he will continue to work with me. So it's a long-term game for me or for our organization to work with that MSME for 5 years, 10 years, because we do have a lot of customers who are with us for the last say 5, 10 years, 20 years. We have done 10 crore, 20 crore, 30 crore, 50 crore business over a period of 5, 10 years. They've stayed with us. Maybe because that they know that we also have other avenues where we can help him grow his business.
Correct. So if I want to recap, credit worthy, employment talent worthy, and investment worthy.
Yes.
These three very important points that MSME Bharat Manch helps you get to all these three aspects of your business, and some key pointers are you get to learn about subsidy schemes. You can get your credit rating done at a very low cost.
When you say credit rating, it is not only about personal credit, it's also about company. There are two things. One is your company's credit rating.
Correct.
There are 4 credit bureaus in the country, so you can get a credit rating for your company as well as your individual, both. So both are important.
So all of us mostly...
And external is informatics.
External is informatics.
And here it is credit score, is credit rating is one. Your CIBIL.
Score. Most of us know about CIBIL only. 99% knows about CIBIL only.
There are Equifax, there are other high marks, like that, CRIF marks, there are 4 players, Experian. There are 4 bureaus in the country.
Can you just name them again, please?
CIBIL, then Equifax, CRIF mark. I've told you about CRIF mark, Experian, CIBIL. One more I told you now is what?
Info.
Experian, CRIF mark, Equifax.
Yeah. So these are the 4
credit bureaus.
It's just not CIBIL.
Yeah.
So we have to also take those.
CIBIL is one of the credit bureaus.
One of the credit bureaus, which many of us don't know. Today I have learned from you.
That's right.
Because I only know CIBIL.
Yeah, they are more popular. I think they are there for the longest time. So it has become synonymous with credit score. So.
और अभी GPay में भी आ गया है. You can quickly check.
Yeah.
So it's a great initiative. I have one more question for you. First of all, I think आपका MSME Bharat Manch as a concept is outstanding.
Okay. We have gone one step further there. We have realized that each MSME needs a different aspect of their businesses.
Correct.
We made a few categories. One, yes, you can become a MSME Bharat Manch member free of cost. And we have made some yearly memberships too. Some 1,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees. Depending on your need, you can take those services. Those services comes with great value. So if you want, you can subscribe to those, and even though we are not pushing those products aggressively because that's not our main business. RupeeBoss is our main business. That is more of helping MSME to scale. But obviously it comes with a huge cost to us, and we ensure that at least cost is covered there. So that's why we made different plans. 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 rupees. One can, or obviously can, the platform is free also. So depending on their need, they can choose those plans also, so that they can work with us for longer term, and we can do some better work with them, because obviously it comes at a cost. Yes, you have.
No. So I wanted to tell you that it's such a great initiative. I wanted to contribute. So for MSME Bharat Manch subscribers, I will tell their story through our podcast. with a 25% discount.
Okay.
So if any MSME wants to come onto our podcast, and if you're a member of MSME Bharat Manch, you get a whooping 25% discount. So this is the best I could do, little I could do for MSMEs.
Thank you. Thank you, Sagat, for that. As I started this podcast, as I said, the main thing is the storytelling, story building, and that is extremely important, right?
Correct.
And if we can do that at such a subsidized cost for them, I think we are more than happy to introduce those MSMEs to you so that you can bring their story to Bharat.
Correct, correct. In fact, most of them don't know.
Yeah.
When we tell a story or when we are creating a podcast for one MSME, we create like a 360 ecosystem for digital visibility.
Okay.
We call it digital footprint. So it's just not one podcast. So let me break it down for you. We come here. This is a studio that we built
Yeah.
for MSMEs. So we come use this studio. We have these lights, the cameras. These goes without saying. We do a little bit of makeup. ये वो तो हो ही जाता है. But important part is not just shooting the podcast. Our distribution is far huger than any other podcast company in India today.
Okay.
We distribute in 26 different channels.
Oh.
So we
That
आपको
gives
मैं-
the reach to MSMEs.
Yes.
Okay.
What happens is most of the people they think कि अगर podcast है तो YouTube में आएगा.
Okay.
क्या आपको पता है कि हमारे पॉडकास्ट सावन में है,
Okay.
जियो में है, अमेजोन म्यूजिक में है, एप्पल म्यूजिक में, ऐसे तो बहुत सारे नाम.
Okay.
यू गो एंड फाइंड योर सेल्फ, यू विल सी योर सेल्फ इन एप्पल म्यूजिक,
Okay.
इन अमेजोन. सो दैट्स हाउ वी हैव बिल्ड द इकोसिस्टम, जहाँ पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इज द मेजर. मतलब हमने इसको ठान लिया है कि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन शुड बी द मेन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ स्टोरी टेलिंग. अगर पहुंचा ही नहीं आदमी तक,
Obviously, yeah.
फायदा क्या?
Yeah, if it is not having enough views, only if you, your friends and relatives know your story, then
Yeah.
you can't scale your business, right?
So one is reaching them to 26 different channels internationally also.
Okay.
So that is one part. Second, social media में हम लोग क्या करते हैं? How do we attract crowd? एक तो YouTube में हमारा है ही, तो हमें छोटे छोटे रील्स बनाने पड़ते हैं.
Okay.
Important key points लेके.
Okay.
तो 4 से 5 रील बनाते हैं जो अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म में जाता है. स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम लिंक्डइन, फेसबुक, यूट्यूब शॉर्ट्स, इंस्टाग्राम स्टोरीज, इंस्टाग्राम रील्स एंड सो ऑन एंड सो फोर्थ. तो उसमें क्या होता है, एक महीने के अंतर में वी रीच आउट टू अ मास एंड द मास नोज वेयर टू कम एंड हियर द पॉडकास्ट. सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ ये भी है कि जैसे जैसे इंडिया प्रोग्रेस कर रहा है, पॉडकास्ट इंडस्ट्री इज एट 11.5% नाउ ओनली.
Okay.
ओके. एंड जैसे जैसे और ग्रो कर रहा है इंडिया, ट्रैवलिंग टाइम इज इंक्रीजिंग. ट्रैफिक में लोग अटक ही रहे. पहले हम लोग बहुत रेडियो सुनते थे. नाउ वी हैव डन द रिसर्च, 40% ऑफ द पीपल आर ओनली लिसनिंग टू पॉडकास्ट because they want to learn. They don't want to waste their time
Right.
on their way to office or when they're coming back or they've gone out for an outing. They want to learn. अभी वो situation आ गया है. So we will help all your MSME Bharat Manch subscribers and we'll take them to different digital platform altogether, make them reach internationally through our 26 different channels. One last question to you, Shetty. Loan or funding versus profitability.
Okay.
We always see people are using loans to pay their bills, and many a times we have seen entrepreneurs are not focusing more on business because they have to pay for their EMI and they forget about one fundamental problem, which is profitability. Your take on that?
I think you look at businesses, whether in India, worldwide.
Correct.
All businesses have grown where they have taken bank funding, right? There are very few, you talked about startups where investment comes, all that. But otherwise, generally, it is funded by banks or NBFCs or financial institutions so that the person can scale. So important thing is for why you're taking a loan. Is it for, if it is for capacity building, if it is for attracting more talent, if it is for increasing your distribution across the country, state, all that, right, world. So if it is taken for the right purpose, for the growth, that growth itself will support the EMI, right? The obviously, if you're taking a loan at say 9%, your margin has to be say 15-20% or more, right? And it can't be a situation where your margin is less than the interest that you're paying, right? So then don't go for a loan at all.
Yeah.
So I think that every MSME would know, right? He knows his profit margin, right? And funding is coming at what cost.
Yeah.
If that mathematics, that understanding that a business owner should do sitting with his finance team and understand the nitty-gritties of loan and payback time. Are you paying for in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, during the say tenure of the loan? So how much interest you are paying?
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis the scale that you are getting because of that.
Yeah.
So in the short term, you may lose money, but obviously business is not built for 1 or 2 years. Business is built for a few, say 10, 30, 40, 50 years, right?
Correct.
So in the next 3, 4 years, it will become profitable. So for that, you may end up suffering few say losses in the first 1 or 2 years because of the interest that you are paying. But you are here for long term, right?
Correct.
And if you don't take loan, what happens? Suppose that you will not grow, you will not scale. One more competitor will come and will take your market share.
Correct.
Then you are nowhere, right?
Correct.
Then you have to go back to employment, maybe, right? So
correct.
So you have to analyze everything and then take a sensible call.
Yeah.
So it is businesses don't die because of them taking loan. They die because of the loan was taken for a wrong purpose. For example, you have a short-term requirement. You took a unsecured business loan. When you should have taken a working capital. You should take a term loan. You should have taken loan against property for say longer tenure, because that payback time is you're going to make money over a period of time. And for that, if you have taken say 1 year loan with high EMI, you are doomed. You can't service EMI at all, right?
Correct.
So that having that balance is important.
And knowing that what is your margin.
Yeah, knowing your margin and which loan product to go to. Unsecured business loan, unsecured OD, loan against property, term loan. So bill discounting on a TREDS platform.
This is,
invoice discounting. So there are so many avenues which are there today. If you want to buy raw material, you can buy that from a company which will give you at a better rate with a flexible payment terms. And it can even be off balance sheet. It won't even affect your key ratios. So
Correct.
you have to understand all that and do it.
Correct.
That is important.
Correct. I am in a position today where I have a Gen Z at home, and I think you also have Gen Zs at home. One advice to Gen Zs from your side, because I think they are much more sorted in their head and they are doing really well in business. Some of them are scared of taking loan, obviously, because maybe they come from service background, maybe their parents are always saying loan mat lena. But you and I both know to grow, loan is really important. And for our Gen Z audiences, who I really adore them. They are the only outspoken generation that we have seen, and they talk what is in their mind. So उनके लिए अगर एक advice आप दो.
And if you ask me, loan will anyway come after 1 or 2 years, right? It's not, you can't start a loan or start a company or business that if I get loan only then I'll do it. I don't think that's going to work.
That is not going to work.
So you should have the good product or service which you have chosen, which you know that you have done some market study by maybe doing a small experiment with that for 3 months, all that. And when you know that yes, this is scalable and I can sustain on my own without the loan for first 1 or 2 years, then going for loan makes sense.
Correct.
Then you know that your cash flow is there and you can service the EMI on time, because initially when your credit history is built on a solid ground, tomorrow when you want to raise bigger funding, it becomes easier because you have a good credit history backing you.
Correct.
So banker who says that this person is very clear in terms of taking credit and paying it on time.
Huh.
And so even banks will take bigger risk on you. Right?
Lovely.
So you can't start a business keeping completely loan in mind. Your business, your product or service should have great value. It should be scalable and it should be profitable over a period of time. Then the loans need to come into picture. I don't think loan is the primary thing when you're starting a business.
And they should not fear taking loans.
Not at all, not at all. So
It's a part of the game.
part of the game, and you have to use banks' money to scale your business.
Superb. On that note, Shetty, thank you again. Your MSME Bharat Manch really inspires Bug, and I'm sure it inspires many other MSME, and you're going to help them. And we are looking forward to servicing your subscribers. आपके साथ बात करके इतना मज़ा आया because today we actually had a different conversation altogether. We spoke about why MSMEs are not getting funded, what should be the correct story, and so on and so forth. And most importantly, we spoke about MSME Bharat Manch. इतना अच्छा product आपने launch किया. Thank you on behalf of all the MSMEs in India. हम भी एक है उनमें से, and I'm sure that I'm going to take your services. अभी शायद subscribe करूँगा after this show because this is so insightful. And thank you again for coming.
Thank you, Saugat. It was always a pleasure. I think 27th May, I think MSME Day is also coming.
Correct.
So I think we are at the right time to go back to the MSMEs.
Correct. And this I think I'm going to release this episode on MSME Day.
Okay,
and
great.
that's a promise.
That's right.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
See you, man.